Good morning, Year 8. It's a strange time, and unfortunately, we must start our first lesson of the academic year online. However, we must not let the pandemic disrupt any more of our learning, and so we must crack on with your education. This first lesson looks at an amazing new topic on African kingdoms of the medieval world. You will get this booklet when you return to school. However, before we start our lesson today, we must focus on the 5 steps of successful study. Number 1, find somewhere quiet to watch this video. Number 2, sit at a desk or a table. Number 3, turn off all distractions around you. Number 4, have a pen and your old history exercise book or some lined paper to hand. And number 5, remember you can always pause this video and repeat it whenever you need. So our first lesson today begins with this question. Lesson number 1, why was West Africa the jewel of the medieval world? I would like you to pause the video here and write down this title and the date in your exercise book. Pause the video now. When you have done that, I would like you to read the quote above and have a think as to what it means. Until the lion has a historian of its own, tales of hunting will always be about the hunter, by Chinua Achebe, a Nigerian poet. Pause the video and have a think about this quote. Can you put it another way? Pause the video now. Jot down a couple thoughts as to what message you think the quote is saying and how does this link to Africa. How I interpret this is often that Africa and African history has been taught or shown through the eyes of European conquerors. When we talk of African history, we often instinctively think of the slave trade or of British colonies. What we don't know is the amazing history of this incredible continent, the medieval kingdoms of Benin, Songhai, the Kingdom of the Congo, of Great Zimbabwe. What I would like you to do now is to read the information of the background information on your own. If there are any words, you can always pause and research them. Okay, then when you research them, write them out in your exercise book with their definition, so you can remember them moving forward. For example, one I have spotted straight away is this word, homogeneous. This means of the same kind. So what it is saying is Africa is a continent and therefore a range of countries, and it shouldn't be referred to as one homogeneous whole. It is not the same, there's lots of different parts of it. So what I would like you to do now is just pause the video and have a read through of this background information. When you have done that, try and summarize the information into 3 bullet points. So I'm going to do this, pause the video for this part, and then just scroll down so you can finish it there. So pause the video now. So you should have 3 bullet points just summarizing the background information as we discussed. What I would like to do now is look at this map. This is the Catalan Atlas, a map made in the 14th century, over 700 years ago. I would like you to pause the video and just study the image. Can you see Britain? Can you see Africa? How is Africa portrayed or shown? And remember, this is how the Europeans saw Africa over 700 years ago. Does it show them in a good light or a bad light? Can you see that? What is he holding? There's one person in particular that he's holding something which summarizes this topic. So just have a look at this amazing image and pause the video now. When you have done this, the image I was talking about was this one down here. This is of a person called Mansa Musa, the Malian emperor in the medieval world, and he is holding what looks like a golden jewel. This takes us on to our next part of the lesson. And here he is again, Mansa Musa, the ruler of the Malian Empire and the great city of Timbuktu, and you can see more clearly now what he is holding. Two kingdoms that we will study in more depth moving forward are that of the Kingdom of Benin and the Malian Empire. Pause the video now and try and find them on this map here. So much of the way that the Malian and Benin Empire were formed were due to their geography. It says here, much of the formation and shape of the Mali Empire was based on its geography. We're going to look at the two extracts of scholarship below, which explain more about the geography of West Africa supported and how that supported the development of these empires. These are our two extracts. So, what I would like to do now is just look at extract 1. I would like you to pause the video and have a read through extract 1 first. Remember to research any words that you are unsure of, and you can write them in your book to help you remember them. For example, this word, virulent. Virulent set of diseases. That basically means a harmful set of diseases. So pause the video now and just have a read through of extract 1. When you have done that, what does extract 1 suggest about the African continent? Does it sound like anyone would want to settle in this part of the world? If not, why? What quote can you pick out? Next, I'm going to read through extract 2. This is by historian Gus Casely Hayford on the city of Timbuktu in Mali. Okay, so Timbuktu exists somewhere here. The River Niger is a remarkable piece of geography. Flowing away from the sea, it draws its strength on the Guinea highlands of West Africa, pulling clusters of streams into a single, unanswerable body of water. It descends from a lush plateau, that means like a kind of flat piece of land. Languorously, it then pushes on towards the Sahara Desert until at its most northerly point it seasonally bursts into flower, disgorging vast amounts of water and silt across arid plains to form a life-giving region in one of the most unforgiving landscapes on earth. The Middle Niger, a green corridor of fertile land, within which an empire could grow and thrive. And sitting on the ring finger of the River Niger's outstretched hand, the jewel of the medieval world, Timbuktu. What does extract 2 say of the geography of West Africa? What geographical landscape helps West Africa form? Are there any quotes in particular you could use to help you? I want you to think about these questions, pause the video, and jot down some answers in your exercise book. And this is the question I would like you to look at here. What does extract 2 suggest about West Africa and the geographical position of the Mali and Benin empires? Why are they in such a good position to thrive as an empire? What helps them become so prosperous? Our final part of the lesson is that looks at the Silk Road. So the Silk Road is something that existed for 2,000 years. Yeah, it's an amazing trade route. As you can see, it stretches across the world. And it's named the Silk Road because of the silk that was traded. What I would like you to please do is just pause the video and have a read through of this paragraph. And this one word here should be changed to trading in salt. So just pause the video now and have a read through of this section. What I would like you to please do is in your exercise book have a go at the below questions. Number 1. What geographical feature stopped Mali from accessing the trade network called the Silk Road? So if Mali exists over here, what is preventing it from reaching these trade routes? And the hint is in the colour of the land. However, although Mali can't access the Silk Road, what geographical feature helps it develop its trade? So what helped Mali develop a city like Timbuktu? And the clue for this question is in what we've just read. Why is the land so green here, where Mali kind of connects Mali to the ocean? And finally, what evidence can we find that support Gus Casely Hayford's quote that Timbuktu is the jewel of the medieval world? What evidence is there to support this claim? So you could use a quote from maybe the passage above, and remember you can rewind. But what I would like you to do is structure your answer like this. Timbuktu could be seen as a jewel because of what? For example, and this makes Timbuktu a jewel because, why does this help? This one thing help? So pause the video now, answer these questions in your exercise book, and remember you can keep repeating the video and going back to find the information you need. When you have finished that, you have finished your first lesson. But before you end, I just want you to have a think as to how you found the lesson. Did you remember to pause the video to complete the activities? Did you have to rewind? Remember to use these tactics to help your online learning moving forward. I would like you to stay safe, and I will send another video soon for your next history lesson. Many thanks, Mr. Tuton.